So at the mission last November, I was at Hurt Park. We were there, and suddenly I hear this voice from a guy just sitting down on the side. We had just finished up a conversation with another homeless person, and he calls over and he says, "Hey, are you a priest?" So we go over there, and since he had recognized I was a priest, naturally I asked, "So are you Catholic?" And he says, No, I'm actually an atheist. I'm an atheist. So really intrigued, right? And so we start this great conversation together. Turns out he's a drug addict, right? Been on the streets for a while. And he wasn't always a drug addict. This guy, Ned, he used to be pretty well off, had a good job, but started getting into these drug problems. And when he got on drugs, he just became someone he really did not want to be, both for himself, right, and for his family, for others. So he tried his best, right? Sometimes he would end up in the streets. Sometimes he would just be kind of there with his family and taking steps into the Alcoholics Anonymous and other drug programs, but he never quite was able to get over this problem. In fact, I asked him, because in step 3 of the Alcoholics Anonymous program, you have to surrender yourself to God. And I asked him, had you been able to do that? Because he had told me he was an atheist. And he looks at me and he says, "No, I was actually never able to do that like it was written. I had to change the words so that I could make it right. So as if it were some power of the universe or providence, something along that line. But I was never able to do it." So I asked him, "So what's your story out here in the streets?" And he said, "I'm out here in the streets out of choice. I could go back and have a great job, make money, but whenever I get the money, the drugs come back. And so I've decided that I'm going to stay out here on the streets because this is actually the best version of myself, for myself and for others. Here, I don't hurt anyone. Here, I help others. Here, I can lift them up. Here, I can bring joy to their day." What an example, actually, of somebody who really met and knew his limits and wasn't perfect, was seeking God. He actually told me, "You don't know how much I wanted to be able to believe in God in that moment, right? And I couldn't." It was just a reminder of the gift that we all have. The gift that we all have to actually believe in our Lord. To have so many incredible relationships that keep us going. And just one more example of how much we can learn from these people whom we go to serve, whom actually teach us so much more than we actually teach them.